So I watched Paul Joseph Watson's video on the alt-right over there. And yeah, I just have some questions for Paul. Maybe you can help me understand what's going on with his train of thought here, because I really don't understand it. Hey, Paul Joseph Watson, how you doing? I don't know if you're good at math. I heard you have an Asian wife. Asians are pretty good at math. You might want to call her over. Although I did see a tweet of you saying that you were going to go check out the gay scene. I don't know if she knows about that, Paul, so I don't want to get you busted or anything like that. But supposedly you have an Asian wife. You live over in the UK or whatever. I know you're not from America, but I'm going to talk a little bit of American politics real quick. Talk a little bit of numbers. So if your Asian wife is handy, bring her over. Maybe she can help you out with this. Okay? Because we looked at some data, Paul. We looked at the data, and we found something. Found something you might find a little bit interesting. Maybe not. I don't know what you find interesting, but I'm gonna share with you some data, and I have a question for you after I share this data. What we're looking at here, Paul, is a chart. Okay, and this is how the past election, the past U.S. presidential election, this is how the vote broke down by race. And what we see here, Paul, we looked at the data, and we found something. The data shows that 58% of whites voted for Trump, 29% of Hispanics voted for Trump, 29% of Asians voted for Trump, and 8% of blacks voted for Trump. And now, Paul, here's another chart, and this shows the demographic projections over the next few years here. What this data indicates, Paul, what this data shows, is that whites are projected to be a minority by 2043. Okay, so, Paul, do you understand that when whites become a minority in America, which I know you're over in the UK, so, but over here in America, when whites become a minority, the right will never be able to win another election again. You know what that means, Paul? That means bye-bye Second Amendment. That means, in fact, bye-bye First Amendment. That means bye-bye Constitution. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye-bye. Not my choice. And the alt-right, that's one of the things they're against. Very much so. And I know you called them white supremacists for being against that and everything like that, being against white genocide. And that's great reporting there, Paul. But my question to you is, if you are against white nationalism, if you're against the alt-right, what is your solution to keep the country from descending into communism after whites become a minority? Are you going to convert all of these Hispanics and Asians and blacks to, what would you call it, the new right? You guys were calling it cultural libertarianism or something like that, or constitutionalism? How do you expect to convert these people to constitutionalism or whatever, your ideology? I mean, because a lot of these people, number one, are never going to hear of you. They're never going to be exposed to your YouTube channel. They watch television. They follow the opinions of Kendall Jenner. Okay, that's what level they're on. They're never even going to know you exist. The ones that do know you exist, they probably hate you. They believe you're a white supremacist yourself, which is funny. And the other ones who see your material, maybe a small percentage will say, hey, I like this guy. And if you're one of those people listening to this, great for you. Good for you. But the fact of the matter remains, the majority of these people are going to continue to vote left, which means white people will not have any ability to control their country through the democratic process. Do you understand, Paul? So again, if you're not a white nationalist, what's your solution to this? How are you going to convert these people to cultural libertarianism, the new right, or whatever you want to call it? You really think you're going to convert these people by 2043? I mean, you're against white nationalism, right? That's evil. That's white supremacist or whatever. So what's your solution, Paul? What's your solution, Alex Jones? People against the alt-right who are on the right, please answer me this. This goes for anybody. Anyone who's on the supposed right, who's against the alt-right. Answer me this question. I'd love to hear it. Yeah, I'd love to hear your answer for this. How are you going to convert these people? And if you don't have an answer to that, why don't you join us? Are you too much of a pussy? Are you too afraid of a leftist calling you a white supremacist? You know what? They're going to call you that anyway. So you might as well fucking own it. And you might as well have solutions while you're at it, instead of selling your silly fucking penis juice and all this other bullshit. You need to wake the fuck up, really. Seriously. You people are fucking stupid. I don't want to believe you're that dumb. I mean, how much fluoride did you consume before you started filtering your water? Because it seems like a substantial amount if you can't understand this simple fucking math. So maybe you want to do a little cleanse to fucking cleanse your pineal gland. Maybe your pineal gland's a little fucking clogged up. Maybe you want to take some extra fucking brain force or whatever the fuck. Pop some brain force and bring your Asian wife over. And maybe you'll be able to understand this. You know, she can help you with the math. Because this isn't hard to understand. And this goes for anybody against the alt-right, who's on the right, who's against communism. Please answer me this. How are you going to convert these people? Because there's millions of them. And once whites are outnumbered, what are you going to do? There is no political solutions in this democracy we live in if whites become a minority. Do you understand that? So if you're against white nationalism, if you're against the alt-right, give me this answer. Can you answer? I don't think you can, but try. It might be amusing. But yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think there is an answer for you. You're not going to be able to change this. You're not going to be able to convert these people. So you either need to join the alt-right or you need to shut the fuck up. Because all you are is a penis juice salesman at that point. Because you're not serious about solutions. You're not serious about saving the West. You don't give a fuck about it. Give me a break. Get the fuck out of here. You don't give a fuck about it. If you do, you'll jump on board with a winning team. Because the alt-right is happening. It is inevitable. It is going to take over. There's no doubt about it. It's inevitable. If people want to survive, which I believe they do, the alt-right is therefore inevitable. American nationalism. The Founding Fathers were white nationalists. If the Founding Fathers were alive today, they would definitely be on board with the alt-right movement. The Founding Fathers would never agree with you about the idea that America should be like a multiracial, holding hands, singing, what's that John Lennon song, Imagine or whatever. That's a globalist agenda. If you do not oppose white genocide, you do not oppose globalism. White genocide is a globalist agenda. And if you call the people who do oppose that white supremacists, you're no better than the fucking mainstream media. Fuck you. You're an asshole. Fuck you. You're no fucking journalist.
No Nazis and white supremacists.
Donald Trump is a white supremacist who has largely surrounded himself with other white supremacists.
White supremacists.
The white supremacists who call themselves the alt-right.
White supremacists.
The white supremacist movement in this country.
White supremacists.
He's a fag.